Hi friends, welcome to Pathology Riddles channel. Having passed through the phase of being a new postgraduate, I can relate to how you must be feeling. When you don't have good guidance, you end up wasting a lot of precious time. So here are a couple of suggestions to help the new postgraduates in pathology, laboratory medicine and hematopathology. In this video, I will deal with hematology tips related to books and work. When you enter this medical postgraduate course, you need to prepare yourself mentally to not get affected by the behavior of staff, your colleagues, or your seniors. Be kind to all, but don't let the petty matters in the department shift your focus from gaining knowledge. This happens in every profession. Spend at least half an hour reading hematology daily. To understand this subject, you need to know about the techniques first. Knowing includes reading, observing, and getting your hands dirty doing the procedure. If you don't do it yourself, you will never know the problems which the technicians will discuss with you when you become a practicing pathologist. Secondly, view the slides. The more slides you see, the better you become in diagnosis. But without the third aspect, viewing will be useless. Whenever you see a case, try to collect all the details about the case from history, positive findings, and correlate with what you see. To correlate, you need knowledge. So let's see the books to read. Start with techniques. The standard and best book is Daisy and Lewis Practical Hematology. Read this book in your initial days so you have a basic knowledge of hematology techniques. Next, the textbook that I followed is Clinical Laboratory Hematology by Mackenzie and Williams. This gives detailed knowledge about every disease. You start with anemia, then go to malignancies. It also has techniques in the last chapters of the second volume. Basically, there are two volumes in this book. Now, as you read the textbook, whenever you come to the morphology part, use this book called as Wintrobe's Atlas of Clinical Hematology. It has beautiful clinical and hematology images too. It makes reading very interesting. I found it very useful. But nowadays, many atlas have come in the market, so you can choose the one that best suits you if you find this very expensive. Third, you have to read about the bone marrow too. As a first year, do not think that bone marrow diagnosis is not for you. Start from the beginning. Sit with the atlas, identify the cells, count 500 to 1000 cells in the beginning. Once you manage to learn, then you can manage your time efficiently in second year. Now this is another book which gives useful practical points on flow cytometry along with bone marrow, morphology and molecular diagnosis. WHO classification is a must-do thing. You are supposed to be well versed with the classification and know the criteria in and out as a postgraduate. Finally, we come to recent advances. This might be a little complicated as a first year student. You can start this in year 2. But if you have seminars, they will expect you to know about the recent advances in particular diseases. These are the must-do books. If you complete these, then you can go to reference book like Wintrobe's. But if you are genuinely interested, it's a very good book to read. That must have been an exhaustive list of books. So, what is the technique to read? Choose one common test done on a day-to-day basis in your laboratory. Then read from the standard book, followed by the SOP followed in your lab. Observe the procedure done by the technicians. Ask them questions about why they do certain steps if they don't match the SOP procedures. Then go back and read about the usefulness of the procedure, the reason why each step is done, why a particular order has to be followed, etc. Make notes in the form of mind map. If you don't know how to make mind map notes, write in the comment box. I will make a video on it. After doing all this, if you still have doubts, you can go to research articles, and if you still didn't get the answer, then ask your staff. Then ask experts on Twitter. You can also comment in the comment box. I will try to answer your questions. Now we'll see how to approach slides. Make it a point that you see at least 5 peripheral smear slides in case you are busy with other work throughout the day. Then take a notebook of your own and write the report. Then go and check how it is reported as. See the format, see what mistakes you have done, see what findings you have missed, and then make a note of these findings. Go and open your textbook, read about the case, see how those findings look like in an atlas, and then come back and see the slide again. This way, you will be able to diagnose better, you will be able to become a better morphologist. Hope you liked this video. If you did, press the like button and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Comment if you want anything specific and share it with any budding pathologist, hematologist and laboratory medicine student you know. See you in the next video. Stay safe, stay home. Bye bye.